name is Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream live on Twitch on Mondays and Tuesdays at 5 PM Pacific time in the United States. That's midday in Australia, or between 1 and 2 AM if you're in Europe and the UK. I hope all you guys and girls are well and you had a good weekend. How Forge, buddy, it's good to see you. Remember guys, if you missed the live streams, you can catch up at any time by clicking the About Me section, the videos tab on my Twitch channel, because I always upload all of my previous streams to Twitch. Or you can go to my YouTube channel, which is /PhilDoes3D, because I upload my streams to YouTube as well. Remember, if you want to join the Discord server, click that link helper, which has helpfully popped into Twitch chat. Or at any time, you can go to the About Me section on my Twitch channel, and you'll find a blue graphic that says join the Discord. Click that. That'll give you an invite link to join the Discord. If you're watching me back on YouTube, if you look in the description below this video, you will find a link to my Twitch channel. We're going to continue working on a game called The House in the Hollow, which you can wishlist on Steam right now. Again, go to the About Me section on my Twitch channel and look for the graphic, or look in the description below this video on YouTube. You'll find a link to the Steam store page there. And if you want, or you can click the link help which popped into Twitch chat. And also, if you want to know more about me and what I do, you can go to my website, which is phildoes3d with a .com on the end of it, to read up all about me and look at some of my previous work and all that sort of jazz. Okay, good morning to you, coffee. I agree. I think I need a coffee after that long spiel. I hope you're well, Hellforge. Coffee. I do like my coffee. As always, guys, if you've got questions while I'm working, feel free to pop into chat and ask. You won't be interrupting me. The whole point of me being on Twitch is to actually encourage you guys to do 3D. If you want to pop in and say hello, that's always welcome. But if all you want to do is watch, that's completely fine. Okay. So, you're doing okay? Just tired? I don't know the feeling. I just come back from holidays and I'm tired. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. It's very warm here in Australia at the moment, where I live. You guys know how much I hate the warm weather. So apart from the heat, I'm good, and I'm a little bit tired as well. Yeah, I've been pushing some pretty late nights recently, getting some stuff ready. Anyway, but aside from that, I'm well. I had my third booster shot, so I'm all good for that on that department as well. They want us to have 3 shots against the human malware now, in Australia anyway. So I got a bit of a red arm from it, but because I had it done on Friday. Yeah, Friday. And I always sort of like have a bit of a sore arm for about a week every time I get one of those shots. I got the Moderna one like you did, Hellforge. Okay, so we're going to jump straight into Max. So we're working on this room here. We've finished the room. Now the only differences since what you guys saw at the end of the stream last week were, pardon me, I have broken some of the glass panels up on the dome. And we'll put shards of glass on the ground when we come to set it up in Unreal. And I've put these supports in. Now, the reason they're here is because of physics. You can't have a dome, pardon me, you can't have a dome that heavy sitting without any sort of support. It would just collapse. So I put these supports in. There's one on each side of the room, just to give some believability to the fact that we've got this heavy dome sitting up on the ceiling. So yeah, so it's important to sort of like, when you're designing anything and you want it to be believable, that you add things to make it believable, and these supports do that. Okay. Physics, that's right. Hellforge says, when have they ever done us any good? Are you talking about physics or so? So yeah, we've finished the room now. What we have to do now is we have to color correct all of these assets. And again, these are not my assets. These are assets from Quixel Megascans. Because I'm making a game and we're using the Unreal Engine, You can download for free any of the assets from Quixel because Epic Games own Quixel now. So, but the problem that I find with Quixel, there's a couple of problems actually. Some of the assets are weird. They've done reduction, like they give you different LOD levels if you want to download different LOD levels. I don't know what it is, but not all of the assets, but some of the assets, they're lotted funny. The normals are weird on them. This could relate back to a few weeks ago. Sniper Echo said he was trying to find software that could alter the normal on a mesh. And I don't know if he was using Quixel, but I know he said that they're testing UE5. And he was getting really weird black shadowing happening on his meshes. And I've noticed some of the Quixel assets, the lotted versions are like that. So what I tend to do is I download the high poly version, which is not lotted at all. It's the original scan. Then I do the lotting myself manually. I find that works much better. So I'm just putting that out there. Quixel's a great resource for a lot of really beautiful models that have been photo scanned. But just be aware that in my experience, and this is my experience, some of the assets, and only some of them, there's something weird going on with the shadowing and the lotting and the normals. There's something strange. So yeah, just be aware of that. So the way, like I said, the way I get around that, take the high poly original scanned mesh, which is going to be really big. It's like millions of polygons. And then I load that down manually in Max. And I find that works much better for me. Okay, now I'm not knocking Quixel. Quixel, like I said, are great. In fact, all the assets you see here, apart from the fountain, not the fountain, and not my deco thing here in the background, but all of the building assets here are actually from Quixel. So, but the problem we have with these assets is you'll see some of them are all different colors. Like the walls are all pretty much the same color, but this is a different color, this is a different color, this is a different color. We have to color correct it so it all blends together before we take it into Painter, Substance Painter, to dirty it up. Because the other thing is it's way too clean, okay? If you want something to be believable, nothing in real life is this clean. Now, it's weird because the walls are actually photo scans of a building. So I don't know any building that I've seen that's quite this clean. But anyway, I want it dirty. So... Android Lust, hey Android Lust, it's good to see you, buddy. I hope you had a good weekend. And Sniper Girl, hello to you as well. So yeah, just that warning with some of the Quixel assets, I prefer to take the high poly and do it manually. And the fact that now we have to color correct these, and then we have to also dirty them up because I want it dirty. You're good? Yes, no, I'm good as well. Hellforge and I were just saying we were a little bit tired, but hey. That's life, isn't it? And I'm just pointing out the differences that I made since you guys saw this room at the end of the stream last week. I've just broken some of the panels in the dome. We'll put some shattered glass on the floor, and I've placed these supports here so we have something to hold the dome up, because physics, you need the dome would not sit on the roof without some sort of support. It would just collapse. So. Sniper Girl says, I'm good. UV mapping a shack. I want to shoot myself. You guys know how I feel about UV mapping. I detest it. Detest it. It's really important to get a good UV map, to get a good texture map, to get a good looking model. But man, do I hate doing it. Android Lost says, speaking of tired, today is day one of no energy drinks again. Well done. Those energy drinks are evil. No, everything in moderation, everything in moderation. I wish I could say the same for Coca-Cola. I drink way too much Coca-Cola. It's my one vice. I mean, I have to have one. But I'm proud of you, Android Lust. Yeah, because there's a lot of caffeine in those energy... There's a lot of caffeine in Coke, actually. A lot of caffeine in those energy drinks, and not great to have too many of them, I don't think. Okay, so what are we going to do? I need to, before I actually start doing the color correction, we just need to put some garden beds in here. Well, when I say garden bed, I just need to place a mesh that I can use as a garden bed in here. So we're just going to isolate that. Jump into the top viewport. And we're just going to use, we'll use a cylinder. Why not? I'm just going to stretch it out with the scale tool so it fills that little void. And let's slice it because we don't need the back part of it. I actually have a new plugin actually called Clip Planes. It's completely free. I'll talk about it a little bit later. I'll give you the link to download it if you're a Mac user because it is quite good, but I haven't played with it enough yet, so I'll use the slice tool. But Clip Planes is another interesting tool that you can use to slice your mesh up. I'll just go a little bit into the wall just to make sure that we don't have any gap. And I'm just going to remove that. And I'm also going to remove that and that and that and that. We don't need a cylinder, so I'm going to jump into isolation again just on the cylinder. And we'll remove everything from the bottom. Really? You're going to make it that difficult for me, Max? Okay, that should be good. Might have more polys than we need. And I'm just going to rename this garden soil. Android Dust says, when they stop giving me energy, it's time to stop for a while. Maybe 2 months? I don't know yet. Well, I guess that's true. Why drink them as an energy drink if they don't give you energy? Fair enough. I'm just going to change the color of this mesh so it's not purple. I don't know, let's just make it a grey. Alright, and I won't duplicate it around because I know what it is and what it's for when we come to reset this room up in Unreal, so we should be good. I don't think I need anything else for this room now though. I think that's pretty much everything. Oh, now we do have these pieces up here and we have these skylights as well. Maybe we should do that before we start doing the color correction. Might be a bit more interesting anyway. So we need to put a skylight in here. We need to put little windows in here. And we need, now I'm going to use Hellforge's idea of having ivy growing on here, but I'm also going to place a glass panel inside behind this figure. So we'll have frosted glass and then we'll have ivy growing on the outside of it as well. But I guess first things first, let's look at the skylights. I'm just going to do a quick save. Sniper Girl says, "Sir, a concept art image, not sure what game it's from, of a shack made on a shipping container. A shack made of a shipping container. It looked great and decided to model something similar. Going to have parts of it on supports with it leaning over to the side as it's about to fall. Sounds really cool. I wonder if it's from maybe one of the Bethesda games. Maybe. I know I see you were talking about Dying Light 2 in the Discord, on the Discord server. It does look very pretty. It is it makes really heavy use of ray tracing, Dying Light 2. Specifically NVIDIA's ray tracing, so I don't know how well it performs on AMD. From what I've heard, not great with ray tracing on AMD, but hey, I'm sure AMD will get there. NVIDIA just got there first. So if you do have an NVIDIA graphics card, it is supposed to look very pretty. Dying Light 2 with ray tracing turned on. But if you turn ray tracing on, you're going to have to turn DLSS on because, yeah, frame rate takes a bit of a hit. I don't own the game, I don't play it, but from what I've heard, from the screenshots I've seen, it does look very pretty. That sounds like a good idea, Sniper Girl. She says, to Android Lost, wish you luck. Quitting energy drinks can be hard. Yes, Sniper Girl says it can. She says to me, did you see my reply to your image? Yes. I asked if you're sure that's not how. I did see, because she posted some images from her drone, I'm assuming, of the snow covering where she lives, and it looks beautiful. I'm so jealous. I really want to live where it's cool, because it's so hot here today. And so I posted an image of what most of Australia looks like. Check them out on the Discord, guys. Yes, it does look like hell, and it feels like hell today as well because it's so hot. Android Love says, I've done it before, but it's always temporary. I remember you saying you were quitting a while ago. If I pass by them in a store, I sometimes just can't help but think I could do a bunch of 3D with that energy. Oh man. Shouldn't rely on the energy drinks to get you to do 3D. Hellforge says, that's not me? What's not you? Android Lust says, and that snow looks glorious. Glad I'm not. It looks beautiful. I'd love to be in that. Those pictures she's posted up from the drone, it looks beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I would love that. I would love that. Being home in all that snow, that sounds wonderful. Nice cold weather. And just a change. I mean, you know, I'm used to Australia, which is, as Sniper Girl says, it looks like hell. Everything's brown, it's really hot. So a change from all of that would be nice. Because I mean, that's what I've been brought up with. I've lived in Australia all my life, so. Sniper Girl says to Android last year, not fun walking in. Thank you, Hellforge. There is a Discord link. If you want to be a Fildo and join the Phil Does 3D Discord server, click that link. Hellforge has helpfully popped into Twitch chat for you. You can also do that at any time by typing exclamation Discord in Twitch chat. That'll give you a link to the Discord as well. Sniper Girl says, I don't drive, I don't either. I walk everywhere, so yes, no. Yeah, although it's better for the environment you don't drive. I don't drive either. So. Sniper Girl says, yep, become one of Phil's dildos. That's right, become a dildo, a Phildo dildo. Android Dot says, if it snowed where you live, Phil, your city would collapse. It would. My roof would certainly collapse because I know you guys that live where it snows, you have like a pitched roof. My roof is flat because there's like a balcony up there, a terrace. So snow would just accumulate and before I knew it, it'd be right through into my bedroom. So you're right, the city would collapse if it snowed. It wasn't built for snow, unfortunately. I'll just have to move somewhere where it does snow, why not? So yeah, no, I don't want to be lying in bed and be covered in snow. That's not nice. Make It 3D. Hey, Make It 3D says, if I turn the sound off for a few seconds and when I turn it back on, I hear P dildos. WTF is going on here? Yes, you're going to become a Fildo. You're already a Fildo dildo, I think. You're on the Fildo 3D Discord. It's good to see you, Make It 3D. I hope you're well. And I did pop that serial number into... It wasn't you that wanted it, wasn't it? That hard drive serial number in the Discord. I'm pretty sure it was you. I hope I got the right person, though. Yeah. I addressed it to you on the Discord. I think it was you that asked me for the serial number for the hard drives of mine that died. Make It 3D says, I ain't no dildo... Dildo... I got you flustered, have I? Well, then my job is done. So yeah, we're gonna find a interesting stained glass texture for this skylight. Now There is a website that has royalty-free stained glass windows. Lots and lots and lots and lots of them. If anyone is interested, I will pop the link in Twitch chat. They are royalty-free, so you can use them commercially. It's a good site to bookmark, just in case you do want to ever have a stained glass texture for something. So a lot of them are very high resolution, 4000 by 6000. Not all of them, but most of them are actually quite high resolution, so they're useful. Hellforge says to Sniper Girl is old enough to have a hard time hearing. So she taught Phil said become a dildo instead of become a Phildo. Yes, a Phildo. Sniper Echo, hey buddy, how are you? You're lovely people. I'm doing really well. I'm saying little bit tired, but hey, that's just life. But I'm good. I hope you're good as well. How have you been? Yeah, Sniper Echo Android Dust says, wow. So yeah, this is a really good website for high resolution stained glass windows, royalty free. Andrew, Sniper Echo says to Android Lost, I totally forgot to reply to you, sorry. Sniper Girl says he's ignoring you, Android Lost. Sniper Girl says to Hellforge, I remember when he said become a dildo before and still have a clip of it. I did mispronounce, yes, once, and she's never let me forget it. Never. I say it once and I'm tarred with it for the rest of my streaming career. Sniper Echo says to Hellforge, hey, how are you? Android Lost says, good. Make It 3D says, neither shall I, you old fool. Pardon me. But I hope you're well, Sniper Echo. It's good to see you. Sniper Echo is one of the few people that on Twitter who like and retweet my tweets. So thank you, Sniper Echo. Yes, I actually don't mention my Twitter very much, but I am on Twitter as well. So if you do want a reminder, if you're not a regular, like these guys are, to when I'm live, even though my schedule is never changing, Monday, Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, I do post to Twitter when I go live, so you can get a reminder that way. Coffee, yes, more coffee. You never have too much coffee. I don't think I've set up a Twitter. Oh, no, I have. Okay. Can't remember what I set up on the bot for the Discord, for the Twitch chat. I wasn't aware that I'd set one up for Twitter, but obviously I have. Thank you, Hellforge. There's my Twitter handle if you want to follow me on Twitter. Sniper Echo says, I'm good, thanks. I hope you're good, mate. I only lurk most these days. Work is a pain. Look, I understand where you're coming from, Sniper Echo. Work is a pain. All the works. The ArchViz stuff, the game stuff, it's all a pain. I'm actually really enjoying doing the game stuff again. You guys know I used to work in games development, then I started to work in film, then I went to ArchViz, and now I'm doing games development again and still ArchViz. And when I left games development, I didn't really want to do it again, ever. That was mainly because of the company I worked for at the time. But I'm really enjoying working on the game with the game studio. It's fun. It's been a lot of fun. Actually, I got an email from some company. I don't know what were they called? Some game studio looking for a concept artist. And I'm not, I do concept art, but I'm not really what I would call a concept artist. I mean, I guess I am, but I'm more of a creative director, but yeah, what was the name of the studio? Let me check, actually. I'm not going to bother with it because, like I said, I don't really want... It was working remotely. Avalanche Software was the company. So, yeah, nice of them to email me, but they're not paying enough either, by the way. That's the other reason I'm not considering it. Android Lost says, I don't have a Twitter. Well, good for you, because I don't like social media. I've only got a Twitter because I'm a streamer. But if I wasn't streaming, I wouldn't have a Twitter either. I certainly don't have a personal Twitter that I post to about my life and post pictures of my food and all that junk. Although that's not Twitter so much, is it? People that post to their pictures of their food. That used to be Instagram. I don't know if anyone uses Instagram anymore. Sniper Girl says to me, all my dildos are here. Andrew Lust says she still has that clip. I'm sure she does. She's still got that clip of me saying it by mistake, and she just posted it. And thank you so much for that, Sniper Girl. Reminding everybody yet again. Maggie 3D says it's a tough world to get a job in though. I know, is it though? At the moment? I mean, all I ever hear on the news is how they've got staff shortages, and I hear the same thing about the Americans, that they can't find enough people to work. I don't know. Is it that hard to get a job? Make It 3D says, I've been trying for years and just can't seem to get something going. What country? Are you in the US, Make It 3D? Because I mean, I really thought that there was a lot of work going. I mean, I guess it depends on the sort of work you want too. Yeah. But that's not good to hear. Make It 3D says, I've been trying for years and just can't seem to get something going. I blame it toe jam and small beards. At least you got a good sense of humour about it. Sniper Girl says, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Make It 3D says, yes, it's that hard to get a job. Oh, well, let's just keep trying. Look, that's all I can advise. Just, send your CV out to as many companies as you can find. Even if they're not advertising at the time, they do keep your CV on file. Look, trust me, I know you think that they don't, but they do. They will file it away, and if they think you're going to be a good fit for a project that comes up in the future, they will pull out your resume. I try and avoid going through advertising agencies, through employment agencies. I find that they're a pain to deal with. I'd rather not deal with them at all. And the way to get around them is, like I said, send your CV directly to the studio. If I'm assuming you're talking about a studio job. Directly to the studio. Don't try and avoid employment agencies because, yeah, they're pains. The studio would prefer it if you sent it directly to them anyway, because employment agencies, they're there to vet people for the employer, but they also take a percentage of the employee's salary as their commission. No, it doesn't come out of your wage, but the studio has to pay it to them. So studios would always prefer to find candidates that weren't part of an employment agency, because then they don't have to pay the employment agency. So Sniper says to help forge the never-ending grind. It is a never-ending grind. Okay, so let's have a look through these and see if I can't find something that might be good for that stained glass window, for that skylight window. What's this one? No. Actually, while I'm here, I might as well pop a link to ClipPlanes version 2 into Twitch chat as well. It's completely free if you're a Mac user and you want to do clipping of your models. I do recommend it. Like I said, I've only just installed it and haven't had a chance to play with it too much, but I've seen it in action and it does work really well. But I have a feeling it is just for Macs. And it's free. We all like free. What's this one? No. If we can't find one here, then I've got a couple on my desktop we can use. Because I plan ahead for you guys. I just thought we'd have a quick look here because I have made use of this site before and it is good for stained glass stuff. want to try and avoid anything that's too ornate. You want to keep it pretty simple. A lot of these stained glass windows are quite ornate. Healthwood says, first full week tomorrow. I've only been back a week. Oh man, I'm so tired. Let's see if there's anything more on the next page. Helpwood says, I guess you didn't see the picture I posted there? Ah, in the gallery. Hang on, let me have a look. Ah, no sniper girl. Hang on. Which picture? In chat. Oh, sorry. Got even more of a serious grind nowadays. Okay, no, I didn't see it, sorry. Let me have a look. It's suitable for work, isn't it, Helpwood? We'll find out. This is your art station, yeah? What's going on here? Why have you posted a picture of this? Is this an updated graphic for your art station or something? You're confusing me, Hellforge. Don't confuse Phil. It's hard enough. Read what it says under my name. Oh, okay. Temporary hard surface art integrator at Avalanche Studio Stockholm. This was Avalanche Software, not Studios. It's a different mob that emailed me, but anyway. You are so cheeky. You are so cheeky. Are you actually working for Avalanche Studios? Are you for real? Are you not being cheeky? Is this for real? If it's for real, amazing, wonderful. Tell me if it's for real, Hellforge, or are you just being cheeky? He'll catch on soon. You're 100% serious? Congratulations, dude. That's great. Congratulations. It's just so weird that the email I got was from Avalanche Software. They're owned by Warner Brothers, which is different to Avalanche Studios. They're different people. So I thought you were being cheeky. Congratulations. That's wonderful news. Helpwood, you deserve it. You create some lovely work. Helpwood says, someone I know who works there recommended me for a job. Well, cool. I'm really happy for you. And like I said, you do beautiful work, so I'm sure you'll fit right in. Good stuff. It is freaking awesome, as Sniper Girl says. Absolutely awesome. Well done, Hellforge, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm sure you will. Yeah, no. Like I said, the only reason I thought you were trolling me, and it just seems such a coincidence that Avalanche is the studio. Anyway, I thought I was. Hang on, I didn't want to close that down. I thought I was being trolled. Sniper Echo says, dude, that's awesome. Well deserved. That news has made my year to date. Really awesome. It is. Well done. Euro! Hey, Euro. It's good to see you, buddy. Always good to see you. And you made me close down my browser, which had my link to my stained glass going, so let me find that link again. This is the one I want. Healthwoods threw me off there. So yeah, we're looking for stained glass for the skylight. What's this one? No. Sniper Girl says to me, we don't need to troll you, you troll yourself. I know, I'm my own worst enemy. Yura says, I'm good, got distracted reading some articles on the drive. Okay. Elfwood says, doing a 6-month contract, which is why I needed to learn Maya. Okay. Cool. Fair enough. Some studios, every studio I've worked at, they give you the option as to whether you want to use Max or Maya. Some studios don't do that, obviously. It's always nice when they do though. But once you've learned one piece of 3D software, you can pretty much pick others up relatively quickly. It's just learning the interface that's the hardest thing once you start using a new piece of 3D software. Well done though. I'm as a Sniper Echo says, I'm really, really happy for you. I'm so glad you, even a 6-month contract, you show them what you got, what you can do. I'm sure you'll be fine. Sniper Echo is agreeing with Sniper Girl, like they don't have to troll me because I do a good job of doing it myself. You're congratulating Hellforge? Yes, we all are. Awesome news. Amazing. And from what I've heard, they should be a good studio to work for. I don't know a huge amount about them, but I am aware of them. Yura says, but I don't know if that should be commiserations being Maya. Oh, but Android Lust says, but Maya is good. Which studio? Avalanche Studios, I believe. Yura says, sad no Maya user, said no Maya user ever. Oh. I don't know that I can really find anything here that I like. So we might check the ones that I've saved to my desktop. These are quite nice, but they're just like a bit too ornate for what I want. Yeah, let's see what I've got on my desktop. Let me create a new shader. And have a look at some of the ones I've put on my desktop. So a couple of them I've actually pulled in for those small windows. So there's a couple that I'm choosing. I've got to choose between these two for the small round windows here. That's not what I'm looking for at the moment. I'm looking for the square one, or the rectangular one. There's this one, which again, it might be a bit too ornate for there, but I like the fact that it had a border and it might look cool. There's also a more of a plain one, which is this one here. So yeah, originally I was thinking something a little bit plainer like this. It's got a deco-y feel about it, very geometric. But I do like this image. I'm just worried it might be a bit too full on for that spot. Just a bit too detailed. There's a bit too much going on, which is a shame because it's a beautiful window. It's actually a Tiffany stained glass window. Yeah, I do like it. Look, let's put the plane in. Let's throw a couple of the textures on. Let's see which looks better. Why don't we do that? So let's jump into the top viewport. And we're just going to create a plane. We'll just make it a little bit bigger than the window frame. And let's pull it up to where the window should be. And let's sort of get into a position where we can sort of see it, sort of. A bit difficult with Max's shading actually. Let's turn shadowing off just temporarily. There we go. And let's assign the texture. Let's start with the ornate one, see what that looks like. And we are, I think, the wrong way around. Yeah, we are the wrong way around. So let's UV map. No, that's not what I want. We want UV map, planar, fit. Let's just rotate the gizmo. I always do that. I hit this when I don't mean to. I mean to hit this. I mean to hit this and I end up hitting this. One opens the select by name and the other one's just individual select. I do it all the time. Okay, so let's sort of like get into a position here where we can sort of see a little bit of the hallway. There we go. We'll get an angle like that should work. So we have this more ornate looking one, which doesn't look quite as bad as I thought it would. Let's see what the planar looking one looks like though. And then we have the planar one. Which one do you guys prefer? The plain one? Get a good look. Sort of look at it in context with the rest of the room, because that's important. Because, you know, it has to fit in with the rest of the room. The plain one? Yeah, I'm thinking the plain one as well. I'll make it 3D. Well, I'll just throw the other one back on so you guys can check. So that's the ornate one. Okay, have a good look at the ornate one. And back to the plain one. And I'm actually plain one. Yeah, I'm thinking plain one as well. No, you're not sure, Android Lust? Let's put the ornate one back on. Make It 3D says the ornate one fits the door well, but the other fits the room materials more. Yeah, pay no attention to the room materials too much because we're going to be changing them. We're going to be overpainting them in Substance Painter. So we're more looking at it fitting in with the architecture than the texturing at this stage, because we are going to retexture. So I'm just going to throw the ornate one back on again so we can check it. I liked the ornate one because it had trees in it, and this is like an entryway that comes off of the main drive, which has lots of trees and stuff around it. We'll have anyway once we put it together. It might be a little bit busy though. Android Love says, I agree with Make It 3D, but if the textures will change the plain one. Yeah, no, the textures will change. Well, when I say they're going to change, the color will change and we're going to dirty them up. So we're not going to do anything dramatic as far as the textures go, but we're going to dirty it up and we're going to change it to more of a pink as opposed to a grey. More this sort of color down. Look, where am I? more this sort of colour. The walls are going to be changed to this pinky salmony colour. And dirtied up. So will that change your opinion? Do you still think the plain one, or do you like the ornate one? I'm not sure myself now. Yeah, I don't know. One minute I like the plain one, the next I like the ornate one, so I don't know. Android Lost says ornate only looks good from one angle. Mega 3D says I still think the plain one simply for its lack of intrusion into the room. Look, I think you might be right, guys. I think the plain one might be a better way to go. I think, yeah. I think the plain one probably suits the room a little better. Sniper Girl says plain one, have a lot of detail with the door, that's true. Feel the ornate one takes away attention. Very good point. Which is what I was concerned with as well. You're right. I think that the ornate one takes the attention away from here. And they're pretty eye-catching as it is. So we don't really need something really eye-catching up here in the window, in the roof, because that's pretty eye-catching on its own. So I agree. I think the plain one is the way to go. We'll go with the plain one. There we go. Decision made. It'll probably fit in better with the skylight as well if we go with the plain one. Simply because the glass up here will be plain as well, so. Okay, Sniper Echo says, that's it, I'm off to the pub to celebrate. What are you celebrating, dude? You finished a milestone or something? Well, you enjoy your trip to the pub, Sniper Echo. I was going to say, we all know the Irish like a good drink, but that's not PC thing to say. So, and not true. Not all Irish are like that. But yeah, enjoy the pub, Sniper Echo. Euro says 2 AM is a bit early to go to the pub. In it. He's going to the pub at 2 in the morning. Man. Sniper Echo says to Euro, you know us so well. Okay, let's look at the small windows here as well now. Andrew Lust says, see ya. Hellforge says it's always happy hour somewhere. Make it 3D says to Euro, blasphemous words, Euro. And Euro says, probably on the potato moonshine. It was good to see you there, Sniper Echo. Sniper Echo says to Euro, you're 2 for 2 right now. Okay, let's look at these little windows here, shall we? Let's just isolate one so I can make a mesh. I'm going to go with a cylinder. I could go with a plane because it's going to sit behind it, but UV mapping will be better with a cylinder, I think. Will it? Will it? No, I could probably go with a plane again. Let's see. Let's bring it to the right spot. I will probably end up attaching these to this mesh before we import it into Unreal. It's easier than me trying to do this fiddly bits with inside of the game engine. If I just attach it, it's better all around. If it's just attached, if all the window glass is attached. If I did it in the engine, then I could instance these, but it's only a plane. It's got like 2 triangles. I mean, you're not going to be saving much with a 2 triangle mesh. So I'm going to attach it to the actual mesh itself before we import it. We'll make sure we bring it forward enough. Okay, let's have a look at the other 2 now. So we've decided not that one for the window. We're going with that one. And it's between these 2. So let's assign this one first. And I'm just going to make some adjustments to the mapping. Yuri says, not really blasphemous. My old hangover cure was a can of cider. So there's that. Oh, Make It 3D says, I love you to Euro. Yeah. Can of cider. Wow. I'm just making some adjustments to the mapping here. Just getting it to fit properly. Okay, so we've got that textured window. Well, we have one which is more of a green. Let's just unhide that so we can see it in context with the rest of the model. And I'm leaning more toward the first one personally, simply because it color-wise this fits better with this. But I'm interested in your guys' opinion. Do you like the green or do you prefer this one? Yura says, damp start for humans. Yuri says, I'd go for the plain one. It will accentuate the skylight better. Okay, we're talking about... Yep, we've decided to go with the plainer one here. And I'm leaning toward this as opposed to the green because it better matches color-wise with this. And we will see this from inside the dome. So I'll show you what I mean. Yuri says that's too big a word for 2 AM. Make It 3D agrees with Euro. So let's duplicate this around. We need another one on the other side. Hang on. I'm thinking, what's going on? I'm moving the pivot. There we go. We have to get out of UV edit mode. Man. And we need another 4.
I'm losing my mind in a wave of you. Swept me up like the ocean.
Let's duplicate that one for the other side.
Gotta face the truth. I'm falling harder than I wanted to. And they say don't go diving in too deep.
And we need 2 more. Oh, let me get this one positioned properly. One more.
Can't lie, gotta face the truth. I'm falling harder than I wanted to, and they say don't go diving in too deep, but I'm already
Okay,
diving in so carelessly.
I think we're good. I just want to make sure that they're lined up correctly. I think we're okay. So let's attach these together now. Good. Now I'm just going to duplicate this around for the other three. Good. So now we can see our windows through the dome. Okay. I guess we should do a save before we do anything else, shouldn't we? And I can have a coffee. Yuri says, is this for the house in the hollow or Archviz? No, this is for the house in the hollow. This is for the first landscape. So that, yeah, on the first landscape, you get to Francis Barrett Estate driveway, and then you come, and the first thing you see is the this Art Nouveau entryway. So you go through the entryway and out the other side. So there'll be an entryway on each end. This bit will be on each end. Landscape 1 here, landscape 2 here, which is where the manor house is. So you'll go through, and this whole room really is just a transition between landscapes. So it's just to hide that we're loading in one landscape and unloading another, basically. That's the whole point of it. It's some trickery. Make It 3D says, I don't like it, start over. Andrew Luff says, the hollow? Yeah, it's for the hollow. Euro says, I remember the front bit now. Yeah, copy and save, I agree. Let's do the save again and I'll finish drinking some more coffee. Okay, so let's start doing some initial color correction to make sure everything blends a little bit better. I'm just going to go back to default shading. So yeah, we have a choice. We can either color correct everything to this salmon, or we can color correct everything to this gray. But if we look at it from the outside here, I don't like grey as a colour to begin with. I think grey is just a very boring colour. I'm leaning more towards colour correcting to the salmon pinky colour. But what do you guys think? And we have to look at it sort of in context with the front of the of the entryway. I mean, it doesn't have to match, so I'm not making it a yellow. But we have to make sure, we have to decide whether we want it to be a salmon pink or we want it to be a grey. Everything must match before we start overpainting. Yuri says, someone turned the wind off outside. The first time in about a week. I haven't heard wind whistling in the background. So yeah, I'm leaning more toward the salmony pinky colour, even though it's not really a salmony pink. It's like a yellow, pinky yellow, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, sort of similar. We're going to match these sort of colours to. I think that'll be better. Like this is already a pinky sort of hue, so it's mainly the wall sections that need to be changed and the garden beds that need to be changed. It looks magnolia to me, Euro says. Android Lost says, but Phil made his mind up when he said he thinks grey is boring. Well, it is. Grey is such a great colour. It's such a, what's the word I'm looking for? Such a bland colour. Make It 3D says grey. No, I think I'm going to make an executive decision here. We're going to go with the salmony yellowy pink. So what we need to do here is we need to start collecting all of our materials and put them into one spot, because at the moment I believe they're all wait, where have my windows gone? Oh, I know. Because we duplicated them. No. Yes. No. Let's fix these windows up. You'll see that they've gone black. And it could be the shading actually in Max, but it also could be the normal. So let's check. Well, let me have a look here. It's the normals. I can tell by the color. I'm going to flip the normals on these. Just as well we checked, hey. Which means we have to do it with all of them. We're only actually going to be importing one of them, and then we're going to be duplicating it in the game, but I'll do all of them because it makes it look prettier. And lucky last. Okay, now we're good. Let's just say that again. Hang on, what? Snappy Girl says to me, are you calling your hair colour bland? I'm not completely grey yet. There is some brown in there. Although I am seeing more and more grey hair by the day. Sniper Echo says, it's been a while since I was active in chat, but do we have a toilet? Yeah, do we have a toilet? Yes, we have a toilet. You have a toilet, a gold toilet in the manor, and you also have an outhouse, and you have a kitchen. So you're spoiled. You're all spoiled. You've got a bathroom. You've got a place where you can shower. You don't have to go into that pond out the front of the building anymore. Spoiled. All of you, spoiled. 2 toilets I've given you. 1 inside and 1 outside. Make It 3D says reverse psychology works every time. Yuri says the Sniper Echo, end of the hall, second on the left. Android Lust says, if I remember, the toilet is gold. It is. It's a gold toilet. Gold toilet seat and lid. Solid gold. Cold on your bottom when you want to go to the bathroom for sure, but that's what you guys wanted, so that's what you got. Sniper Echo says to Euro, hell, that's 3 for 3. In real life, that's where mine is. Mega 3D says the toilet is a room marked with a nuclear symbol. Don't worry, it's safe. Euro says, dang, I need to break this streak. Sniper says, what am I wearing, Euro? Euro says no comment. Helpwood says, scandals with socks and a Hawaiian t-shirt, 3/4 tucked in at the front. Alright. He wants to know if he got it. Did he get it? Sandals, socks, Hawaiian t-shirt. Hey Doc, don't knock those Hawaiian t-shirts. They're cool. I don't own one, but if I did. Okay, so we need to collect all of these textures together. Now, the easiest way to do that if you're a 3D Studio Max user is to go to the Tools menu, go to, let me think, it's been a while. Is it this one? No, not this one. It's to go to More and go to Resource Collector. Browse to where you want it to put the resources. So I'm going to put it in my models. It's much easier doing it this way than trying to do it by hand. A Nouveau Entry Hallway. I'm just going to make a new folder called Textures. And we're going to tell Max to use that path. Now I want it to collect, hopefully you guys can see that, I want it to collect bitmap photometric files. I'm not including the Max file, so I don't need to, it's right next to it anyway. I'm not compressing it either because you can get Max to compress it, to zip it up. I want to copy, I don't want to move. And I want to update materials, which means Max will go through every asset and update the path. So I'm going to tell it to begin. So what Max is doing is it's going through every asset, finding the diffuse texture map, placing it into the textures folder, and then changing the path for the material on the shader for the mesh. I've not used this actually in quite a while. I used to use it all the time when I worked in games development. It's really handy if you work with other people and you need to collect your project together and you want to make sure you don't forget anything. Come on, Max, you can do it. There we go. So let's check to make sure Max did actually put them where we told it to. Models. Where is it? Where is it? I can't. It's the Nouveau Hallway. Textures. So you see Max has gone through, collected every texture. It actually collected the Nouveau entry, which we don't need, but and put it in its own folder, including the stained glass that we're using. And it also should have updated all of these paths, and you see it has. So it's a handy little tool built into Max that not a lot of people really realize is there. Make It 3D says, no, that's what I'm wearing, the scandals, socks and Hawaiian shirt. Sniper Girl says, I'm getting closer to you playing that game. Bet you're so excited. Oh, I can't wait. That pony game on Steam, that free pony game on Steam. I'm so can't wait. Make It 3D says, Project Manager does a better job of that, Phil. Yes, I am familiar with Project Manager, the plugin. I haven't looked at it for a while though. Like, I don't own it, but I have looked at it years ago. Euro says it's really handy if you're using your own texture library to plonk them all in one place and remap everything. Yeah, it is. It's a really handy little tool built into Max. So. The other really useful tool here is the bitmap photometric paths tool. It will tell you every texture that's being used in the scene, and you can actually change your paths this way as well on individual textures. And you can see it's updated them all for that textures folder that we use. So yeah, you can select missing textures. It'll tell you if any of them are missing. So now that's handy as well. The bitmap photometric paths tool. All these little tools in Max that Max comes with that a lot of people don't know about or don't use. Okay, so we've moved all of our textures. We have changed the paths to make sure that Max knows where they are. We're going to resave the file, but I'm going to save it as a revision 2, just to be on the safe side, because you know. And I see Make It 3D says, I like that for a shack you might consider for your interior warble. Pardon me, Sniper Girl has posted some images in the gallery, which I will show just before I sign off today, because Wax Kink has also posted some images of this creepy robot thing. So I'll show that as well just before I sign off today. Remind me if I forget, guys. Sniper Girl says to Make It 3D, he's old. You give me such a hard time. Make It 3D says to Sniper Girl, yeah, forget it. Forgot. Yes, I am old, you know. 5 minutes after you've told me something, I will have forgotten about it. Yuri says, I had 2 random peeps wanting to commission work this week. I had to turn them down. Oh, you're in demand. That's why, I had an email from a games company wanting me to do work for them. And that's why I thought Hellforge was trolling me, because the games company was the same name, but same name, but different studios. Make It 3D says, give them to me. Okay, so we are going to start by doing some texture correction. So we're going to jump into Photoshop now. Color correction, not texture correction. Color correction. I'm going to go to our... where is it? Where is it? Textures. Now I want to copy this color, I think. So this is going to be our reference as far as color goes. So we're going to change everything else to sort of blend with this color. So let's start by opening the first one. That one is already a similar color. We might just pinken it up a little bit. So I'm just going to go into arrange mode here, and we're going to go 2 up vertically. So this is our reference. This is what we want to change. We're going to start by throwing an adjustment layer down, and we're going to do color balance. I'm just going to pull in a little bit more yellow and a little bit more red. And I'm going to do that for the shadows, the highlights, and the midtones. Maybe a little magenta in this one as well. And the highlights. So you sort of got to eyeball it. It's a bit tedious, but it's really the best way to do it. And that looks pretty good to me. So now we can save that out. Oh man, I hate this Photoshop doing this. Save as copy. I don't know why they changed that. Very annoying. And we're going to overwrite the original because we've got a copy of it's a copy of the original anyway. So I'm just going to check the image size as well while we go. 4096 is fine. The game engine will knock that back to 2K from 4K. No, we don't want to save that. So let's go to the next one. Photoshop has made a copy of it anyway, so let's go to this one. We'll do the same thing, just throw a color balance. Most of these are going to be the same. They're going to need more yellow, more red. Because we're going from a grey to a salmon-y pinky sort of colour. That should be good. Next one. So we got that one, we got that one. We need this one. These are the walls. I might also just on the walls do a brightness contrast adjustment a little bit. Let's save that one. Yuri says, I tried passing them on to other 3D peeps and those peeps are all busy too. It's not a bad problem to have. No, it's not. Not a bad problem at all. To have more work offered to you than you can actually do, for sure. Yuri says, left a note in my diary to give them a ding should a slot open up. Andrew Loss says, nothing wrong with turning down some commissions if you're loaded already. No, that's right. You don't want your work quality to suffer because you're trying to take too much on. Because you're trying to be greedy. Don't be greedy. That's the way I work anyway. I want to make sure I do good work, so I don't want to take too much work on usually. Make It 3D says, I'd love a problem like that. Eurus says, Make It 3D. I gave them a list of people to contact already. Now, I'm going to keep this wall section open because I think there's a couple of other textures in that asset set that we need to change. So let me just check because I'm really not sure. There's this one as well. And by keeping it open, again, let's just go to the workspace and make it 3 up. I might just make a change on this one. I think we need to just up the brightness a little bit. Yeah. So I'm just going to resave this one out again. Yes, we want to overwrite. Now what we can do here is we can just grab both of these modifiers and we can drag it on to the next one, which is part of the same set, and save that out. Healthwood says, going to head off for the evening. Have a good one. Copy and save. I will. You have a good night's sleep, Healthwood. Thanks for popping in. And again, congratulations on the new job. That is awesome, awesome news. Well done. Thank you. If you wanted to wishlist the game you see me working on the assets for here, click that link. Healthwood's just popped into Twitch chat to take you to the Steam store page. Yeah, good night, Hellforge. You have a good one. Make It 3D says, don't dream about me, Hellforge. I'm already taken. Okay, do we have any others in this texture set? Got that one, got that one. That's the original one. We have this one. What's this one? Now that's not part of the same texture set. So we're going to have to do this one manually. So we'll start again with the curve color balance. We can make small adjustments after the fact once we jump back into Max and we look at it and we see if anything looks not quite right. We can come back into Photoshop and make some adjustments. I might just also do a brightness contrast on this asset as well. And I also think I might throw a hue and saturation modifier down just to take a little bit of the color out. Okay, let's save that. I really should be checking the sizes of these as well. I think they're all 4K though, yeah. Gonna make sure there's nothing I've forgotten. So we got that one, we got that one, we got that one, we got that one, we got, that's the original, we got that one. These are for the Art Deco entryway, which we're not worrying about. That's something separate. The Seahorse Fountain, maybe. What's this one? Oh, they're the stairs. Colour on the stairs is not too bad, but we might just do a brightness contrast on it, lighten it up a little bit, and save it at copy. And the Seahorse Fountain, pardon me. Now that can be a separate, it doesn't have to match the rest of the interior because it's a separate sort of thing in the middle of the room. Let's jump into Max and let's see what's going on anyway. So, let's get rid of that one because we're not using it. And I'm just going to go through these now and check. Oh yeah, no, that's... This one is this one? Yeah, I believe it's this one here. So let me just move these windows into position so we can see what's going on as we're doing it. Let's get into the room. Okay, let's keep going through them now. So this one. Is not being used because Max didn't move it. This one is, which is, I believe it's this one. This one was the original, it wasn't changed. This one. Is this one. And this one is this one. And this one is this one. Wasn't used because it wasn't been moved. Wasn't used because Max didn't move it. No. And this one is this one. Okay. Now everything is the same sort of pinkish shade, which gives us a good base to work from for overpainting in Substance Painter. We sort of look at the front viewport here. You can see everything is matching color-wise. And the same with the interior. So we have a good base to work from. So let's do a quick save and I'll have some copy. Now the fountain, I'm going to keep it this grey. I don't want it to blend in with everything else because again it's a separate object that's been placed in the room, so like, yeah, it wouldn't have been built as part of the building so it doesn't have to be the same colour. It's an object that's been brought into the room, so it can stay grey. And it's already been textured up in Painter, so even though you're not looking at a PBR material here, it's just a diffuse, but it has been textured up in Painter, so. How are we going? I don't know that I'm really in the mood to start painting this up today in Substance Painter. We might do that tomorrow. I'm just thinking if there's anything else I need to do before we start bringing things in. I know what we can do. We need to start organising these bits and pieces for when we bring it into Unreal. So, and I need to make sure that they're UV mapped as well. I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah, Ryzen. So I think what we'll do is we're going to start. Yeah, let's start attaching pieces together. So we're going to start with the dome, I guess. We're going to attach that. Oh, hang on. Let me undo that. I need to make sure that I assign a texture to these so that it's kept separate when we start painting it in Painter. So I just need to pick a plain color. And assign it to that. I'll also assign it. Well, no, we're going to need a different texture for that. So let's do this first. So we'll start with that. Let's attach that. I need to make sure this is assigned a shader. I'm just going to copy the same color. Oh, actually, no, let's make it a different color. because yeah, I could keep them separately, but I'm going to bring the dome in as one whole object. It'll just make it easier for me to place in Unreal. So that's already signed, and the interior is, yeah, it should be fine. So let's attach those and that and that. Okay, and we're going to call it the dome. I'm going to call this I have to be careful because I've noticed recently when we've been bringing things into Unreal that I've been naming things the same as things that are already in the engine, and Unreal can get confused, even though it's actually smart enough to know. When you import something that has a name that's already been imported into the engine, it says, you know, watch out, this name is the same, I'm going to automatically rename it for you, and it just adds a jumble of letters on the end of it. I want to try and avoid that because then I have to rename it manually, or if I don't, then I won't know what it is. So I just have to be careful I don't name things the same as stuff that's already in the engine. So we're going to call this a hallway dome top. Basically everything will be started with the word hallway. Oh no, I do have another hallway actually in the game. Garden hallway. Yeah. Garden hallway. That'll do. Yeah, because I've noticed, like I said, recently when I've been importing objects into the game, it's been throwing warnings saying, don't do this, it's the same name. Android Lost says, better than overriding it, not prompting. No, I agree. I think it's a great thing that it's an Unreal. So well done, Epic Games, for putting that in there. And like I said, it automatically can do it for you. It automatically renames it. But it just puts gibberish characters on the end, and it's not very descriptive, which is fair enough. So yeah. Do be careful though. Because something that one of the guys did a couple of weeks ago in the game, we have different landscapes for the different parts of the game. And we have the first landscape, which is called, I think it's called Start Landscape. I can't remember exactly. One of the guys then created a folder inside of the models subsection in the game called Start Landscape, because he thought, oh, I'll put all of the models for the Start Landscape in a folder called Start Landscape. Now, Unreal didn't warn about that, didn't say, well, be careful. But what happened was, then the editor started crashing. Every time they tried to open the Unreal editor, it would start to load the level and then crash. And they couldn't work out what the hell was going on. And it's because you can't have a folder the same name as a landscape object. So because the landscape was called Start Landscape, you can't have a folder called Start Landscape, because those two words, Unreal gets confused because they're both the same word. Yeah, so it took them a while to work out what was going on there. And they did not warn about that. It didn't say, hey, listen, be careful. So just something to keep in mind. And I believe that the error that they were getting was assertion failed. So basically Unreal was loading the level, loaded the landscape, then it loaded the folder, and the names were the same, so the engine freaked out and closed down. Snappy Girl agrees it's better than overriding it and not prompting anything. That's you're an idiot alarm. Android Lust says I would be pissed. Okay, so what I'm going to do here with the dome too is as we're going through, I'm going to reset the pivot on these because it just makes it easier for me to move it if it's not in a weird spot like that. So we'll reset it to the middle. Okay, so that's the dome. Now we only need one of these, so let's call this one is, we're going to call it Garden Hallway Turret. We only need the one, and it's already attached, so that's all good to go. This is already attached, and this is the roof beam, so we just need to put garden hallway roof beams. This is already attached, and it's the floor borders, so again garden hallway floor borders. This one, short hallway beams, so let's just call it garden hallway short beams, I think would be better. This one we're just going to call garden hallway skylight. We get it all nice and organized now. When we come to put it together in Unreal, we won't get confused. This is a group, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to isolate this. Now, to save the most polygons, what you would do is, like say these two columns here, you would bring one column in, you duplicate it, hardware instance it, do it that way. I'm not going to do that simply because it's too fiddly. It's the best way to do it, but it's unnecessary because this is going in landscape A, or the start landscape. There's not a lot of other assets in that landscape anyway, so it's not like I have to save on polygons or I have to save on texture memory. I don't have that restriction. It's not like the second landscape, which has the manor house and has the interiors and all that sort of jazz. So I'm going to ungroup this, and I'm just going to attach all of these together as one object. It'll make it much easier for me. I don't want to mesh, I want to poly. When I come to put the building together again inside of Unreal, I don't have all these little fiddly bits that I have to arrange and organize and make sure they're all lined up correctly and all that jazz. It just makes my life much easier. I'm going to keep the window separate though. Am I or am I not? Actually, I will for now, but I may attach it before we export it into Unreal. The reason is I've separated the frame from the rest of it is because I want to texture up this in Painter, and I don't want the texture to go on the window frame. So we're going to call this one Garden Hallway short hall. Yeah, I should know what that means. Famous last words. Okay. Next we want this, and we're going to call this one Garden Hallway corner decoration, corner SQR, foot square, deco. Now I am going to keep these columns separate just because they're easier to move into position inside of Unreal, because we have one that goes in each corner. That's the hall. Actually, what I might do is I might add this to this, I think. So we're just going to attach that. Okay, so next we have the wall. Now, the same sort of deal with the wall. We could, I'm just going to ungroup. We could, instance this multiple times inside of the engine. But these are not really high poly anyway. They're about 5,000 polygons. So adding them together, it's going to give me a model of about 15,000 polys, which is fine. So I'm just going to attach all of these together. It can always be unattached and changed later on if we find that it's causing an issue, but it's not going to cause an issue. And it does make working with the engine much easier. And sometimes it can be more performant as well, to have one object as opposed to many little ones. So that's the wall. So we're going to call this one garden hallway walls. I might call it side walls so I don't get confused. Okay, next will be now these I will keep separate. The columns, the short columns. So garden hallway, short column.
Maybe one day we will find all the things we left behind. The only reason we're alive is to one day be divine.
Just want to check where the pivot. I kept forgetting about the pivot. That's right. Then we'll do the garden beds. Are they already one object? Yeah, they are. They're already together anyway. So, garden hallway, garden raised, garden beds raised. That's part of the corner. This is the fountain base, so garden hallway fountain base. That's already a separate object, so we don't have to worry about the fountain. It's already, I believe I've already exported that. I think I might have already brought it into Unreal, I'm not quite sure. We do need the stairs. We'll keep them separately. So garden hallway steps. We do have this other new decorative piece up here now as well, which we will keep separate. And we're going to call this one a garden hallway supports, dome supports. We have the garden hallway soil. And we got the garden hallway small floor and garden hallway central floor, and we have this roof section as well. Garden hallway center dome roof sounds good to me. Okay, and I think that might be everything. I don't think there's anything else I'm forgetting. So we're going to duplicate that wall for that wall, that wall for that wall for the two at the back. Duplicate all the garden beds, duplicate all the columns. The dome will be one object on its own. That's one object on its own. That's one object on its own. That'll be duplicated for the other side. And we only have one of those. We got these stained glass, didn't we? Yep. Good. I think we're good. I think we're all exported. We're all named anyway, so all that's going to be left now is to export it, and we can bring it into Painter to start painting up the different bits and pieces. So let's do a save. I can have a copy. Make It 3D says that's crazy. You would think that it could differentiate between a folder and an object. Yeah, it was surprising. Again, because Unreal has built into it, if you import something with the same name, it can tell you and warn you and change the name. But it didn't catch the landscape name being the same as the folder name. That just caused it to have an error and crash out, an assertion error and crash every time you tried to load the project. Now, if that happens, you can fix it by going into the content folder and deleting the folder you named the same as the landscape. That was how it was repaired. But yeah, there was no warning. Like, yeah, you would think when you created the folder name the same as the landscape name, Unreal would pop a warning up saying, watch out. But it didn't. And that was using the very latest version of the Unreal Engine 4.27.2. So it's not like it's a bug in an old version of the engine, it's the very newest version of the UE4. So yes, they're all freaking out. We had backups anyway of every stage of the development, but when this happened and they couldn't open the project, they freaked out. Just chill, guys, chill. Everything's good. Alright. I think we might leave it there though for today, guys and girls. I will be back on again tomorrow and we will start texturing these bits and pieces up inside of Substance Painter. That should be fun. We've got a few pieces to do, but we'll leave that for tomorrow. You're quite welcome. Thank you guys very much for hanging out and being here with me. I appreciate it. Oh no, I didn't show you the work. I didn't show the work. I'll show it tomorrow. I'll show the stuff you guys have posted. I know, I forgot to show. I will show it tomorrow, I promise. At the end of tomorrow's stream, I will show off the work that Wax Kink has done. Sniper Girl's shack. And Make It 3D is working on a new stadium design. Cool. I will show those all off tomorrow, I promise. Sorry I forgot today. I'll be back on again tomorrow. Like I said, we'll start by doing texture painting in Substance Painter on these assets. And then at the end of tomorrow's stream, I'll show up your work. Remind me before I sign off. I'll remember. You guys have a great night, day, afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. Make It 3D says, don't forget Sniper Girl is old. You got to remind me these things. I'll do it tomorrow. I promise I'll show you work tomorrow. Yep, you guys have a great night and I'll see you tomorrow. See you guys.